The Coombs Moss project was one of our 2 water pledge projects here at the factory to collaborate and align on how we minimise the risk of flooding and increase our biodiversity in the local area.
Some of the challenges associated with these peatlands in the UK stem from the Industrial Revolution and 150 to 200 years of pollution that fell on the moorlands as a result of that. What that has done is caused some damage to the vegetation, which causes changes to the structure of the peat, because the vegetation's there protecting the peat. Once that's gone, it starts to dry out, decompose, degrade. The main result of that is that water falling onto the peatlands then leaves the peatlands more quickly.
Climate change is having a huge impact on various communities, particularly throughout Derbyshire. What we are trying to look at is viable schemes to try and help protect those communities at risk. And natural flood management is one of those options, whereby we're trying to regenerate the moors so that the moors can hold some of the water, which will reduce the flows off the moor and into the rivers.
The Coombs Moss Restoration Project has been in collaboration with 5 partners. The Moors for the Future Partnership,
The Environment Agency, Nestlé Waters UK, Severn Trent Water and the landowner Harris Sheldon Group. We've also been working with the University of Derby to get the most out of the monitoring on this site. The work we're doing up here involves building mini dams in erosion gullies.
This is a timber dam which we use to block gullies where the peat at the bottom of the gully is a bit deeper.
Outside of the gullies, we're doing bunding on the surface for these longer, lower features, predominantly work below the surface of the peat to hold water as it flows laterally through the peat.
We get diggers in where it's appropriate to re-profile those slopes. So the digger takes the vegetation off the slope, puts it back to one side and then refashions the slope so it's a nice 45-degree slope, and then they'll put the vegetation back on.
As part of Severn Trent's contribution, we're looking at restoring the biodiversity on Coombs Moss by funding sphagnum planting, which is a key species up on the moors.
Which are the real sort of superheroes of blanket bog, best bog builders. They are very good at holding on to the moisture and keeping the surface protected.
Sphagnum keeps the peatland wet in the drier months and creates nutrients and sustainability for all the species that live up here.
They're good at locking up industrial pollution, the heavy metals that were deposited here through the Industrial Revolution, and that can be important for water quality, where about 2/3 of our reservoir water comes from peatlands like this. These moorlands are really sensitive habitats. There are a number of rare and protected species, ground nesting birds that live and breed up here. Even those working up here, like Moors for the Future, don't do much up here or visit during the summer, the bird nesting season, because we don't want to cause disturbance and affect the bird life.
We are passionate to ensure that we protect our water sources and we look after nature and our environment with our communities.